And that's why my uncle and father started the Alliance for Progress and USAID, to do something that had never done before, which is to develop middle class by funding the development of middle class of the poor. And I would say the same thing is happening in this country today, that where the oligarchs are running things and the military, and there's going to be a revolution, and either it can be owned by Donald Trump, or we can try to, marshal and mobilize that energy for a more idealistic vision of our country. And, when my father ran in '68, he put together a populist coalition of left and right. And, and he was able to do that. He was able to do that by telling the truth to people, including truths that they didn't want to hear. And he was, on the last day that he died, the day he died, he won the most urban state in our country, which was California, and the most rural state, which was South Dakota. He had bridged the gap between, and when I was with him when he died in Los Angeles, and then we flew his body back on US-2 on, Humphrey's plane, Vice President Humphrey's plane to New York, and then we waked him in St. Patrick's Cathedral, and the crowds just, it was like a flood of humanity on that street. The whole street was blocked. People standing 10 feet deep for half a mile. And then we brought him from Penn Station in Washington. He was in the caboose and the coffin, and then there was a train that we took to Union Station in Washington, D.C. And the people on that train were the people who would have been probably one of the greatest governments in United States history. And that train ride was supposed to take 2.5 hours. It took 7.5 hours. Because there were 2 million people on the tracks, and they were white people, they were people in military uniforms, they were Boy Scouts standing, saluting. I remember passing a Little League field where all of the people, all the kids on both sides were standing, holding their gloves and saluting, and the coaches and all the people in the stand. There were Catholic priests, there was rabbis. I remember passing in Delaware. I was 14 at that time. A pickup truck that had 6 or 7 nuns in their habits standing in the bed of the truck, and they were waving rosaries and handkerchiefs at